live.
And we are here live. We are back. We missed last week.
It was a busy week. It was a busy week.
Busy week. It was it was actually the last 10 days. I was basically gone for 10 days.
Oh, yeah, because you left the day after our tag match.
Yes, I left the day after that. I went up to my brother's. Tyler and I went up to my brother's in Jersey for 4 days. Got back Sunday afternoon, did some laundry, had to repack, and then I headed up the road to Orlando for was at the Performance Center guest coaching again all last week, and then got home late. Not late. Yeah, I guess I don't know. It was around 5 o'clock on Saturday because Tyler moved into his new place. So I went there Saturday morning to help him out with that. So with everything, we missed Monday. Yeah, sorry.
We're back.
I was tired, but whatever. We're here.
How was the Phillies game?
Phillies game was great. We went on Friday night. The Phillies were losing, and then they ended up coming back and winning. And they actually just made a trade for this new closer, Johan Duran. And this guy's got one of the most spectacular closers when they come. I know you're not a big baseball fan, Simon, so I got to explain it to you.
Yes, you do.
Closers for baseball come in. They always have like when a relief pitcher comes in, they just play like generic music. But most closing pitchers, at least the good ones, they have some kind of like
entrance music.
Like Rivera from the Yankees, the Hall of Famer, he would come out to Enter the Sandman.
Okay.
So you had, they had all these music. Well, this guy comes out. I'm gonna have to send a video to you, send it to you. He comes out, the whole fucking stadium goes black, and everyone's got their phones up. And somehow they have it timed. And this was through. So the Phillies traded him. The Phillies got him on a trade from the Minnesota Twins. So he was the Twins closer. So the Minnesota Twins did this, and they sent it all to the Phillies. And the Phillies had it replicated, his music. But the whole place gets dark. You hold up your phone with the flashlight on, and then all of a sudden there's all these flames going around, like wherever there's video screens. And there's a giant tarantula walking through the flames, and they'd call him the Durantula. His last name, Duran. He's the Durantula. But when they come out with the music, somehow with your phone, it's synced. So all the lights on the phones were like going like this. It was ridiculous.
What? So, that's like an Undertaker entrance.
Oh, so when his music starts, bong, bong. I got goosebumps because when the music started, the gong went off, the bong went up. I looked at my brother. I go, "That's Undertaker." So Undertaker's music, the bong at the beginning of his music is how his music starts. This guy from the Phillies. But and then he came out, and that was the first game he had with the Phillies as a new player. And he came out 4 pitches, inning over, Phillies win the game. But that part was amazing. But the really cool part for me is Tyler's not a big baseball fan. He goes to events because he hangs out with me, and he hangs out with my brother and my sister-in-law. Like that's why he likes going. Plus, he likes the crab fries and the cheesesteaks, and he likes the food and stuff like that. But he was sitting there by himself. We had this standing room only area where you have like it's like a high top and you can lean on it. There's chairs, but we're hanging out there, and I was standing in the back, and Tyler was just sitting there. And then I saw him like when they're doing "Let's Go Phillies." All of a sudden, I see him clapping. He's like banging the bottle up and down on the thing, and I was like, my brother and I just sat back looking. I'm like, he's actually getting into the game finally.
Yeah, dude.
And then Saturday afternoon, the Phillies had an afternoon game, and we didn't go. It was a 4:00 game, but my brother and I were sitting there, and then we're at my brother's. Tyler comes over, sits out on the couch, and he's like, "What's the score? What's going on?" And I'm like, "This is amazing! Like you're sitting here now watching the game with us. Like this is cool."
That's tremendous.
Yeah, it was awesome. To be able to have him come and hang out and then get involved like that makes it even better.
Hell yeah. Well, speaking of good things on the Simon side, a lot of people have been asking me to talk about it. Yes, Chaz and I did tag up last Wednesday. After knowing each other for over 12 years, I finally fulfilled my destiny as the unofficial third headbanger. We're not going to talk about how the match ended. We're just going to say we won.
Listen.
You won.
Let's talk about how the match started.
Oh, boy.
So
boy.
for those, so whoever's trying to call me right now, sorry, I'm not answering. So I do this thing when we get to the ring, when Glenn and I get to the ring. I
You have
tell
a
the
very specific announcement. We'll say that.
right, but what I like about it is the fun part for me is the ring announcers come up to us in the locker room and they say, "Hey, how would you like to be announced?" My comment's the same every time. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Say whatever you want to say. Have fun with it. So they get all excited and they think they're being creative. 9 out of 10 times they're really not. There's actually maybe 8 out of 10 times. I think there's actually been 2 times where I've gotten in the ring and I went, that was amazing. Like, I'm not even going to pull the piece of paper out because what you did was so good. They've done like they will go off. So anyway, I have a thing that I print out and I stick it in my shorts, but I dig deep to make it look like I'm digging deep from like from under cheese. I told you I did it one time at Squared Circle Expo. When I pulled it out, I actually put shredded cheese inside of it. So when I pulled it out and the cheese came out, I said there was from under cheese on the announcement. Then I tell the ring announcer to read it word for word, bold point for bold point. It basically goes through we're former WWF tag champions, former NWA tag champions, tag champs universe, and any other belt we happen to be holding at the time. And then at the very bottom, it's always P.S. I'm your ring announcer and I drink my own pee.
Yes.
So,
which I've gotten in trouble for saying when me, and Glenn were hosting the podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
But that's a whole thing. Actually, we did a show in New York and the ring announcer got in trouble because there was kids there. It was at a school.
Oh.
Like, that's dumb. But because we were doing a kid show, I took that off. But the guy doing the ring announcing, he was looking through it and he was like, what did he say? He was like, he questioned Mosh, and then there was something else he questioned.
No. Before that, he questioned you being the tag team champions of the galaxy, of the universe. He questioned that.
It was the boat thing.
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
Put in there boats of tag team wrestling, and he was like, "Boat? What's a boat?" I'm like, "Best of all time, moron! Like, just read the thing." Like,
yeah.
But at the end, when he threw my name out as a question, where who's that? Tell him to come say hi.
That's Dexter.
Dexter, come say hi.
Jenny's trying to call me. He doesn't have a shirt on. He's playing Fortnite right now. But Dexter, just say hi. Say hi loud. Hi. But I couldn't believe, first of all, the boat. Like, I admittedly had never heard that reference, but it took a second to be like, oh, greatest of all time, best of all time. This guy was like reading another language, and then he gets to your name. And then I would understand if he had said it like monotone, if he had just been like, he is the boat of wrestling, Headbanger Mosh. That would have been an improvement. What he did was, former WWE Tag Team Champions, Tag Team Champions of the Universe, the boat, Headbanger Mosh. He questions your fucking name, your name of all things.
I know. Yeah.
And that just like deflated everything. Deflated the crowd. We did I'd been a heel there the past couple times. I came out and did the baby face thing, whatever. And then you got them back by imitating somebody else's cheesy taunt, and it got everybody fired.
It was funny because, like, it was Chris and Larry were both like, "Oh, what are you making fun of Gangrel?" And I'm like, "No, I'm doing Joe Hendry."
Yeah, I thought you were doing the Gangrel thing because he does it all the time. But it got you got him, and it stayed.
It stayed, and the more amazing part to me was the kids. So for everyone watching, I did the bump, stomp my foot.
Yeah, the We Will Rock You.
We Will Rock You. The kids, now these kids are, I don't know, what are they, 5, 6 to like 12, 13-year-old kids?
Yeah.
Singing the words. I was amazed at that part. I'm like, these kids actually know that song. I mean, I know it's still a popular song because of sports references and things like that, but for them to actually know the words to it was amazing.
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy.
I gotta say, it was so weird though. Like, being in a ring. Well, first, it was so weird being in the ring with you after God, how long's it? Oh, it's been years since
Right.
what I can't even remember how long it's been. But that you were my tag partner to tag out to was even weirder. But they like got behind it.
Yeah. No, they bought it. You sold it well, and then you left me hanging. But hey, it's
Ah,
okay.
ah. And then you unfortunately had to suffer the wrath of a nasty belly to back suplex.
Yeah, that brings me to my next thing I want to talk about. Um, so in the match, I do my backsplash, and I've done this other part of the backsplash. I don't know 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I used to do Billy Gunn every single night on the road, where I run, I hit the backsplash, then I run, and I hit the backsplash again. But with Billy, I would jump high. Billy would catch me, and then he would hold me in the air, and then boom, belly to back suplex. Now, when you take a belly to back suplex, or when you give, let me say give a belly to back suplex. So obviously my belly's up against your back. The person lifting you kind of just lifts you up and then boom, lets you go down. You take your own bump. This knucklehead lifts me up, spins around, and starts falling backwards like this. And I landed right on my traps in the back of my neck. And on the way down, I was going, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And when I left the ground, I went, motherfucker. And I just laid there for a second. And I'm like, all right, everything's moving. Like, everything's fine. And he goes, well, he goes, I hope you're okay. And I go, yeah, I hope your nuts are okay too. And bam. I just, I don't know. So,
It made you contemplate a couple of things that
so
bump did.
Glenn and I have been contemplating having a last match for probably the last 2 years. Only because it's just, I've always said I will continue to wrestle as long as I'm having fun. The and I even hate saying this out loud, but some of the fun of being in the ring is going away. Unfortunately, I don't know why. Maybe it's just a thing. It's where I'm at. So we have decided, and the exact date, location is not totally final yet. It's kind of nowhere. It's going to be. We're thinking about having our final last match. And calling it quits as far as us tagging together. And it's probably it's going to be somewhere. It's going to have something to do with the Monster Factory because obviously we both went to the Monster Factory. We want Danny and the Monster Factory to have some kind of part of it. It's either going to be at the Monster Factory, or we were talking about possibly the ECW arena in Philly. But it's because I started in June of 1993. Glenn started. He's not sure if it was June or May, but it was around the same time when he started a couple years before me. So we're thinking June of 2026, we have our final match. And there's a couple of things, and this all just kind of materialized yesterday with me texting Glenn and then sending a couple of texts out today to a couple of people to see, about getting the ball rolling on this and see what we can pull off. So I don't want to get into more specifics of it in case something doesn't happen, but it's looking like June of 2026 could be our last tag match together.
Well, like I told you off air, I would love to be there. I know it's not feasible. I'll referee. Fuck, let me referee it.
Listen, come and do commentary. I'll talk to Danny.
Oh
You
yeah,
come and
hell, even better.
last match. Because it would be cool with Danny being involved, with the Monster Factor being involved. Because I know Danny does a lot of live streams, stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe we're able to pull off a live stream or something like that. And I don't know. There's lots of options. There's lots of
Or,
time, obviously, between now
or
and then.
hell, maybe I could do. I'll set this up, and we can do an episode of the Mosh Sez Show, conversations with Mosh and Sez, and I'll just do commentary for our followers here, so we have that as well.
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, it's a ways away. This is a bombshell because this is the first time you've gone public with it. So obviously, this is breaking news. This is big news. I know there's going to be a lot of people. Get ready because a lot of people are going to be devastated, dude. Like, you know,
You know what? You say that, and I hope so. Because
ah,
when Danny goes, well, we could do it right here at the school, and I go, we could. I go, but my hope would be it wouldn't be big enough. Like my
Mhm.
hope would be, it wouldn't be big enough, and we need something a little bit bigger. At least that would be my hope to get more than because the Monster Factory will fit a couple hundred people in there, but you know, I
Because when you
guess you
think
only
of, cause when you think about it, Chaz, how many like legit famous tag teams as you guys are, former WWE tag team champions, legend contracted champ, how many tag teams can you recall announced ahead of time, hey, this is gonna be it. This is your last opportunity to see us as a tag team. Either, unfortunately, one passes away. Not that I'm a WWE, but with like Frank, people retire, an injury happens. Like I can't even think off the top of my head a tag team to the caliber of you and Glenn that is giving their fans, hey, this is your last chance. This is gonna be it for us as the Headbangers.
Yeah, it's funny because Danny said when we were texting, Danny texted me, he goes, how many last matches have you guys had? And I'm like, 0. I said, I don't want to be that person that says this is going to be my last match and I have 15 more matches. I
Yeah.
said, the only way I would do something like that is if I said, hey, this is like we're going on tour, book us now or come see us now because, we're touring and this is going to be our last, which I guess technically it would be. This would be our farewell tour from here moving forward. If
Yeah.
definitely 100% do that. I said to him, I said, there's only 2 ways that I would have another match after my last match. One would be if for some odd reason at this point WWE called us back to do something that I would, obviously strongly consider and do. The second one would be if Japan finally calls and I can go to Japan and do one match because I've never been to Japan yet.
Ah.
That's the only other way that I think it would happen because again, like I said, I'm just, I still feel good physically and mentally and I still feel like I can contribute, but I don't know, getting dropped. I'm like, what am I doing? There's other stuff for me to do. I have other plans. I have other things that I want to do. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So leaving money on the table by not doing them, probably. But at this point, it's not always about the money. It's about, to me, time is more important than money.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Always try and make more money. I can't make more time. So, yeah. So there it is. So it's looking like June of 26, somewhere in Jersey, South Jersey, Philly. It'll be. So I don't have the exact date yet. Got to get with Danny, figure that out. But the couple ideas we've had that I talked to you about before we got on air, we'll see if either one of them can pan out. Like that would be pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll keep everybody posted on all of your socials, my socials, the show's socials, and we'll get the ball rolling.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be a good time. It'll be fun. So it'll be but it's kind of, I don't want to say the end of an era, but what I can think of, if you take the Hardys out of it, and I don't know if they're considered my era or after me. I guess it's kind of a blend of both. But Glenn and I are really the last 2 actively working in the ring besides Jeff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one else. I don't know who else I would. I mean, Edge and Christian are, but they're not working as a team. So I don't know if that counts. But I don't know if they're. I don't know. Would you consider them in our era, or was it kind of a end of our beginning of their era? Like even the Dudleys.
Because you guys were pre-Attitude Era there, before the Attitude Era really started. Like you guys were there for the Attitude Era, but you guys were there also in the cusp before.
Right.
So yeah, you guys are the last, definitely the last team. Maybe not the last active competitors, but definitely the last team.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you consider the Monday Night War era because that's when the Monday Night War going on with WCW and WWF. We were there during that, so
yeah.
I don't know, but kind of we're the last ones besides, like I said, like Matt and Jeff that are still tagging together. So
let's get a Headbangers versus Matt and Jeff match somewhere in the retirement tour.
Yeah. I know we're gonna pull a Bubba and walk out on TNA and go, hey, yeah, one more match. We're like, what do you mean one more match? I don't know. One more match. We've had 3 or 4.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that.
But speaking of,
Maybe we should go in and interfere in that match.
oh, dude, people would lose their minds. Legit. I firmly believe that if the bangers came out of nowhere, especially on TNA, people would riot naked in the streets.
Listen, I would. I'll say I hope so. That would be great.
Let's
But
hey, let's
in the back of my mind, I have this fear of our final match of like 50 people showing up.
no, no, no,
Yep.
no, no. Let me put it to you like this: I've done an angle 2 separate times, mind you. Me, Shlomo Simon, way below your accolades. I've done retirement angles, and it packed like over 600 people came out to see Simon Says the last match as part of this angle. So
Okay.
if I can do that, you guys are golden. You're good.
I get more than 50 people.
You're good. I mean, I personally sold 144 tickets to that match with Lawler. That's like physical tickets that I went around selling to people that asked me for them. That's not including the people that bought them online from my site or bought them at the door that showed up. So,
Right.
yeah, you're good. But speaking of fans, big news right now, current wrestling news, which you and I rarely get to talk about. Let's discuss this Karrion Cross thing because it is so fascinating to me. You had one version of the story. I had a completely different version of the story. And yeah, I think it's worth discussing.
Yeah. So I didn't know. I didn't know much about it. I did see a post that Scarlett posted about. Um, it was some. I was trying to look for it to read it, but I couldn't find it. But it was basically they asked her to take her, like her OnlyFans down because she was,
Hmm.
so she took it down. Then they asked her to do this, and she did that. Like there was like 5 or 6 things listed that they asked her to do, and she did. And then now they're not being they're not being re-signed.
Hmm.
Um, I don't like using the word released in this instance with them because, like, for me, I wasn't released. I wasn't fired. I just didn't resign. So that's the same thing with them. They weren't released. They're just not resigning. They didn't resign.
Yeah.
And from everything I've seen, their contract was up yesterday, August 10th.
Hmm.
But at the same time, if we look at recent history of WWE, R-Truth. Now I realize he was really released and then brought back after fans, reacted and whatever. But let's look at Seth Rollins working an injury and working the injury to the point where the boys and girls in the back thought he was hurt because he was even limping and working it in the back. Like, really didn't tell anybody. So is it a work? Because he is so over and his merchandise is selling so much. He has a book that just came out last week. So is it part of publicity to get the book over? For him to go on a book tour to do a signing? And is he basically taking time off to do that, but they're working it into an angle? The other part of it is I know when I wasn't getting re-signed, they didn't bring me to TV. I didn't do shows. They left me home. So I found out in September of 2001, August of 2001, basically, unless creative came up with something, my contract was expiring in January of 2002. I went up and did TV in August of 2001, and JR basically sat me down and said, creative doesn't know who you are. They don't know what to do with you. Unless creative comes up with something, you won't be re-signed in January. So you basically have from now until January to figure it out. And I won't get into the other details of it, but they didn't bring me to TV. They didn't have me doing shows. If they knew they weren't going to re-sign him, why did they put him on SummerSlam? Why didn't they just kill that angle off?
That's a good point.
That's the part where I go, there's something a little fishier here. And there's obviously the rumors of him going to AEW or TNA, but would he go to TNA with the relationship that TNA and WWE has? But doesn't matter. I don't know. But those are my things. If you look at recent history with, again, R-Truth was really released and then brought back. But the Seth Rollins thing, the book he's doing, his book tour, and then they're all like, "Oh, the book cover has WWE superstar on it." Well, at the time he wrote the book and it was being published, he's a WWE superstar, and he's always going to be a WWE superstar. He's just now a former WWE superstar. Um, but yeah, is it a work? And then, or are they just publicity wise? Because again, my biggest thing is, why would they put him on SummerSlam? Real again, I know he lost to Sami Zayn, but why would he do SummerSlam?
Well, let me play devil's advocate, because in order for, if this was a work, which your argument is compelling, if it was a work, that means someone within the Fed would have had to have the foresight to be like, hey, let's continue ignoring the fans. Tell him, don't sign autographs. Don't play into the we want Karrion chants. Don't worry, you won't lose that. They would have had to have the foresight to be like, ignore them. You're not going to lose any steam. Then we'll let your contract expire. You won't renew, and then we'll bring you back and then push you to the moon. Because in order for this to be a work and have a payoff, he's got to re-sign and hit the title scene like a son of a gun, and they need to strap a rocket to his ass for as long as the people are behind him. Do you think someone within creative, within the powers that be, would have had the foresight to say, hey, we're gonna have you ignore them. Don't worry, you're not going to lose their faith. You're not going to lose their support just for a little while longer until your contract is up, and then when you come back, then they'll get their payment.
I don't know, because again, they've been signing guys early that they want to keep. They've been signing them sooner than waiting up until the end. Has been the trend lately. So I don't know, because part of me thinks, oh, maybe it's a work, maybe it's just an angle. You know, maybe he wants time off to do this book thing, so they're building into an angle. But then the other part of me says, if he is getting such a good reaction and his merchandise is selling so well, why would they not take that and run with it? Especially with Unreal that just came out on Netflix. Now I'm only I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, but I'm only two episodes in. And one thing that Triple H says is that every single superstar, when they go to that ring, every single night has an opportunity to get themselves over more and more and more. And then once the fans like grab onto something, like I'll use Yeet as an example. That was something that Jay just came up with that just took fire out of nowhere. And his merchandise was selling like hotcakes. So that's why they said, okay, they ran with it. And Triple H says that in the documentary. Like, why would they not run with his merch getting over? Because I don't know. I probably couldn't tell you one match I've seen him do, to be honest with you.
That is true. He's got a good look, but there's to me, there's not much to write home about.
I've never seen him work, so I don't know the answer there. But Scarlett's a smoke show. She's smoking hot. So why would you not push her more? Yeah, so I don't know. It just seems to me there's more to it than anyone knows.
That's a real interesting take, because remember, they fired him before when they did all them budget cuts,
right?
And they brought him back.
Yeah, it was like what, 6 or 7 months later, 9 months later, or something. Brought him back. It wasn't. It didn't take long to bring him back at all. So,
because I mean that they haven't done much with R-Truth since they brought him back either.
No, and then I saw a quick video also, like I guess him going up to Cena in the locker room and being like, "Oh, so you're back? Like you're back to being a nice guy? So I can back to being goofy again?" Like I'm like, okay, I don't know what that's about, but okay.
I mean, you called it when they brought him back and they had him shave his head and all that. They're literally taking away his appeal. What makes R-Truth in the fans' eyes and their minds and their hearts is that he's endearing.
Right.
So they were literally sabotaging him.
And I haven't seen Raw in the last couple of weeks, other than snippets here and there. So I haven't been on there. I don't really watch SmackDown because it's on a Friday. Yeah, so I don't know if he's really been used or not. So I haven't really seen a lot of it. But that was kind of my take when he came back and shaved his head and I'm going to be serious. I'm going to be Ron Killing. So I was like, yeah, that's not what got you over.
No,
It's not what
no.
got you. So,
But speaking of getting over, man, these are such smooth transitions, dude. Look at us. SummerSlam. Chazer, you touched on it. It bugs the hell out of me, but I have no idea how you feel about it, which is this is literally the first time we're discussing it is live on the show here. SummerSlam 2 nights. Well, let's go back. WrestleMania 2 nights. Good for business, good for content, good for quantity. Is it good for quality?
I mean, great for business. Great for the fans because they love the whole, 2 or 3 days of it because you get up early or you get to early because then you get, they do
It's a whole week now.
Yeah, the WrestleMania world, and WrestleCon and all the stuff, and then you see all the shows. As far as quality goes, my answer is yes and no. Because they've always tried to figure out ways to get everyone on WrestleMania to get a paycheck. I know my first WrestleMania, we did a 4-way tag match. So there's 8 of us.
That was 13, right?
Yeah, that was 13, which we won, by the way. Yes. Then, a few years later, they did the Hardcore Battle Royal, where there's 20 of us. Again, that was
2000.
Yeah.
Mania 16.
They're always trying. So the 2-day thing, it does a couple of things. It gives more people more opportunity to be on the pay-per-view without having those big giant matches that really don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Because I realized the Hardcore Battle Royal was for the Hardcore Championship, but let's be honest, it was just a way for everyone to, like, for Glenn to be Hardcore Champion for 42 seconds. And then knowing he's not going to have the belt at the end of it. It also allows the bigger matches to go longer. Now you have more time instead of, imagine Brett and Stone Cold being able to have a little bit more time than they had at WrestleMania. Everyone talks about that match as it's one of the best of all time. Imagine if they had a little bit. Now there's 2 sides to that. If they had a little bit more time, would the story have been as compelling, or is less more in that instance?
That's a great point.
So there's all these different ways I look at it, because again, you do have, and again, back then with one night, you only had one brand. There's only one brand. Now they have 2 brands. So you have Raw and you have SmackDown. So do you do a Raw WrestleMania, Raw SummerSlam, and like you do it that way? I know they intermix them all in. I'm just saying, because you have 2 brands of content, you need more time to showcase all that. Because if not, a lot of the undercard guys would not be on the pay-per-views or the PLEs now. Think about it. You got 2 heavyweight championships. You got 2 sets of tag belts. Now you have 2 women's champions plus 2 undercard women's champions. There's 8 matches. None of the undercard guys, if you don't have a belt, you're not going to be on the PLE.
Yep. Now let me ask you this, because you mentioned the money thing. That's different now too, right? You don't get the big WrestleMania or pay-per-view bonus with the PLEs, right? That's different.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if some guys get paid, some guys don't. Maybe it depends on your contract. I don't know. I have no idea how that works at all.
I will say, I think your idea of a Raw WrestleMania and a SmackDown WrestleMania has a lot of merit, because with Survivor Series, on the horizon, I hate the fact that they got rid of the 5-on-5 elimination tag match format. I know some people say it's hokey, it's antiquated. I love it. And a few years back, Chaz, I don't know if you remember, they did like Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, and then they threw the NXT guys on it. And a couple of years before that, they did Raw versus SmackDown matches where they actually kept track of what brand won. That gives Survivor Series a purpose, a meaning. But now, a year in advance, we're gonna have a War Games match. War Games is not special. Once upon a time, War Games was like any stipulation, was a last means effort. Like we have done everything we can to control this chaos. Now there's gonna be War Games. But now that at Survivor Series, they're gonna pigeonhole a War Games match. What do you think about that aspect of it?
Yeah, because I mean, I like the old school Survivor Series because it was,
Mhm.
had like the Hawkamaniacs versus the $1 Million Team. You had it like that.
Yes.
There was four of us against it was the Dudleys and the new Blackjacks against us four pimps. So it was Godfather, D'Lo came out as a pimp. Glenn and I came dressed up. They sent us to the store to go buy outfits. I came out with the big afro on, and I came necklaces on. Like it was fun. It was different. Um,
But I love that.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know where they're going with this. Like the War Games thing, and you said War Games. It popped in my head. Glenn and I have a show coming up, a 2-day spot we're doing in Nova Scotia in a couple of weeks. And Glenn sent me a text today, and he goes, "Hey, the guy wants to know. On night 1 we have a regular match, but on night 2 he's doing a War Game style match, and wants to know if it would be us, one of the Highlanders, and another person against 4 other people." I go, in a War Games cage match? He's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, I want no parts of it. I want 0 parts of it." And I said, "I'll watch." I said, "How about this?" I said, "I'll get in the cage, but I'm going to bring a chair. I'm going to sit in a chair, and I'm going to bring a cooler of beer." I said, but yeah, those matches like that are supposed to be like you said, end all. Like we've done everything we can. We can't keep these 2 guys from just put them in a ring and in a cage and let them tear each other apart.
Yeah, like Money in the Bank is different. Money in the Bank is like, hey, this is just for an opportunity of something. This is not to settle a feud. This is not to end a rivalry. This is, hey, you're gonna get this up. But like when they did the whole Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, like Hell in a Cell used to be a thing when these guys couldn't stop tearing each other apart, or you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, Money in the Bank is actually the start of something. That's like
Yes, yes.
that's here's a new person like Tiffany Stratton. Here's a new person coming up from NXT. We're going to showcase her even more because she's going to get a title shot.
Dude, good shit. Yes.
That's part of something. Yeah. So one of the things about, because I know they're talking about all the major PLEs going to a 2-day thing, and then we talked about this for like 2 seconds before we got on. Is is the main event of the first night? Is that like considered a main event match, or is that the match before intermission? And intermission goes overnight into the next day.
Yes. Yes. I can't believe you look, I'm not a CM Punk fan. I have never been. I don't think I will ever be. I get that there are fans of his, but the whole, teary-eyed exchange with Paul Heyman, the contract, I got you your dream, you're going to main event WrestleMania. No, the main event of WrestleMania is the match that ends the entire weekend. Now, you main evented the first half. You were literally the last match before the overnight intermission, as you said. Right or wrong? I want people to at me in the comments. Literally, tag me and tell me what you think. Am I speaking on a turn? But Chaz, like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I don't. I actually
If you
felt
okay, hold on. I'm sorry. If let's say we're going back in time. Headbangers are tag team champions in 1997. WWE announces WrestleMania is going to 2 nights. And they go, Chaz, Glenn, Bubba, Devon, you guys are main eventing WrestleMania. You guys are the main event of night 1. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock are going to end the show on night 2. Obviously, you would be excited to be on, but would you feel a little bit like, wait, you told us we were the main event? That's not the main event. That's the end of the first half.
but you did just say you're going to main event night 1.
Well, okay. Well,
Yes, I'm main eventing night 1. Well, there was a Survivor Series where who was it? I think it was The Rock and Mick Foley. I think were the main event.
1998, yes, the Deadly Games tournament.
Yes, and we were semi main event that night.
Yes.
In the three-way tag match. I'll take a semi.
But, but it's like, okay, I've had this argument for years, Chaz. The Royal Rumble is the world heavyweight title match considered the main event, or is it the Royal Rumble match, which A goes on last and is the name of the show?
The Rumble's the main event.
Right? Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And I got eliminated by Karrion one time. Thanks for that
Yeah.
memory.
I cannot believe you had never heard that promo from The Rock.
And I got replaced by Drew Carey in another one. So
you got eliminated by Kurrigan. You got replaced by Drew Carey, and The Rock cut that promo. I told you, where he was like, they're interviewing him about his chat. I think it was Royal Rumble 2000, and he's backstage, and Kevin Kelly's like, "Hey, how do you feel going into it?" And he's like, "There's two people I got to worry about in this match: Perry Saturn and Headbanger Mosh."
And I wasn't even there.
So good.
Yeah. So it's yeah. You know, it all depends on how you look at it. I mean, speaking of WrestleMania main event, how do you go from winning the Royal Rumble to main eventing to being the opening match of WrestleMania night one? So that's kind of, yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah. So we have this comment right here, and I kind of agree with this. I mean, nobody would be. Each night's a different Mania, so yeah, it would be a big deal.
I mean, look, I never said it wasn't a big deal.
Right, but it's not. Well, it's the main event of night one. That's how you got to look at it. It's main event of night one. You're main eventing the first night.
Okay, but
opening match of the first day. Your opening match of the second day.
But look at how you have to specify. Hey, what match were you? I was the main event of night one. Whereas Roman and Cody, they can just say we were the main event.
Hey, you know what though? I'm kind of like Jey Uso. I opened WrestleMania. Opening match of WrestleMania.
We got to get you some big glasses and just say Mosh on them.
That would be terrible.
Actually, let's get the Mosh over.
Actually, that would be great because it would cover my face. I'd be okay with that.
Stop it. You're beautiful.
Oh, hell.
I'm disappointed I didn't have a skirt for our match, by the way. That's going to be one of my life's biggest regrets. I had a Bangers shirt on.
You did, and you still have one.
I still have it.
I was actually expecting you to be wearing it when we got on today.
Dude, I literally, it's right on my bed, and I'm like, do I wear it? And Jen's like, I was like, why? Because it's cut too low, Jen? You don't want me to show off my physique?
Right, exactly. You don't want to show me up.
I don't want to intimidate anybody, pal.
I appreciate that 100%.
But hey, real quick, before we get off the subject, you mentioned, Mania, get a bunch of people on. Wouldn't doing the fucking Survivor Series, Mosh's men versus, Thrasher's Titans be the best way to get everybody a freaking payday?
Yeah, it would be for that pay-per-view, yeah.
Golly.
Which is what they used to do. I mean, even when I first started, they did them. We all had them. I think the first one I had was that's when Brett left. That was a screw job in Montreal.
Yep.
That's where he worked. It's funny. I was in two or three. I know definitely two Survivor Series type matches, the elimination matches like that, and we were the first team eliminated in both of them. I'm trying to think of who. I can't remember who the first one we tagged with, but I know it was against the New Age Outlaws and someone else. I don't know if we had the Blackjacks or if the Blackjacks were in their team, but we got eliminated first there. And then even the other one, when we came out as pimps with Godfather and D-Lo, our team won. We just got eliminated first. So Godfather and D-Lo won for the team, but we were in there to put the Dudleys over again. Yeah.
And I think when I ran my promotion, Vintage Wrestling, the gimmick was we did variations of WWE shows. So like Survivor Series was Survival Games. The Royal Rumble was the Florida Rumble. I'm pretty sure you and Glenn came in. I know you did a Florida Rumble for me because I have the footage and you guys are just running roughshod. First of all, you guys came out together when your number came up and you guys hit the ring at the same time, and you're just back chopping, eye hooking, fish hooking, nipple twisting everybody in that ring.
That's what makes those fun for us.
My favorite part was that I was a baby face and you guys still fucked with me out there.
We fuck with everybody.
But well, I don't know where Chaz went, but yeah, add me in the comments if you feel strongly against what I was talking about of the WrestleMania main event, the real main event being night 2, or if you are okay with being 2 main events. At me in the comments, folks. We'll be back next Monday with another episode of the Mosh Sez Show right here. Oh, he's coming back.
And I'm back.
I was about to sign off.
I'm like, I clicked over to Instagram. I'm like, oh, Simon's still there. I'm not there. But so actually, what we should do in those battle royals, and I learned this from Robert Gibson, had the greatest battle. Oh, so that reminds me. So WrestleMania 15, where The Rock wrestled Shawn Michaels. There was again to get
what?
WrestleMania 15.
No, The Rock never wrestled Shawn Michaels.
No, I meant Stone Cold and Shawn.
Okay, yeah.
When Tyson was that was 15 or 14.
That was 14.
14.
15 was Rock and Austin, where Austin forgot his vest.
Yeah, that was in Philly. That one. Okay, yeah. So it was Boston. But what was I saying? Oh, the opening match of that WrestleMania, again, I'm in another opening match of WrestleMania, was the tag team battle royal. So a bunch of tags, and the winner of that got like a title shot, and it ended up being the new Midnight Express. And then the next night on Raw, that's when we were NWA World Tag Team Champions. The next night on Raw, we lost our belts to Bart and Bob, because that's when we had the WrestleMania warm-up show and Glenn forgot his tag belt. And we had one tag belt.
Wow.
There was something else I was about to talk about. No, I don't remember.
Was there tons of heat for that?
It was kind of quiet heat, but yeah, there was definitely static for that. Yeah. That's one of the things I started learning quickly, when how we were so tied together. If one of us screwed up, the other one got shrapnel from it. So
yeah.
But
what you were saying was about Robert Gibson and battle royals.
Oh, that was it. So Robert had the greatest philosophy on battle royals, because what he would do, Smoky Mountain, at every like little Poho, whatever town, Cornette would do a battle royal at the end of the night. And we would all be in the ring. We're all excited to get in the ring, because, we're all just doing our stuff, having fun. But Robert would come down to the ring. He'd stand there. He'd walk all the way around the ring this way. Then he would get in the ring. Whoever was in the middle of the ring, he would grab them like this, hold on to their head, walk to the other side, and jump out, and then get out and walk to the back. That's the battle royal. And one night I was like, Robert, I'm like, why don't you stay in the battle? He goes, I'm not winning it, so why stay in there? He goes, I put my time in by walking around. He goes, then I walk in, I jump out. He goes, I get eliminated. So I was like, cool. So every night after then, I would stand in the middle of the ring. So then I said I eliminated Robert Gibson, because I would stand in the ring and wait for him to walk through, and I was one who eliminated him.
Yeah, that's like, I'm even worse, dude. My new thing is I'll warm up outside the ring doing calisthenics, and then I have a green referee shirt that I'll put on and start reffing the battle royal. And then I'll wait till the biggest guy gets in. I'll club him in the back, and I'll tell him, hey, just point to the ropes. So I'll club him in the back and have them no sell it, and then they'll point to the rope, and I'll be like, yep, and I throw myself out. I don't even let people throw me over the ropes anymore.
No, that's perfect.
What a show. I think we made up for our absence last week.
Yeah, we did well. Don't forget, we're on Culture Clash Network now. So you go over to their YouTube channel, check that out as well. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's all I got. I don't know. I have no closing.
We'll have some updates. We'll have some updates on Chaz's book as soon as we get them. We'll have some updates on the Headbangers last match up in Jersey, Philly area as soon as we get them. Stay tuned to the page, folks. Don't forget to send us your questions. Post them here in the group, and we'll get to your questions if you got them for us. But that's Chaz. I'm Sez. Thanks for joining us for this conversation, everybody.
We'll see you next time. Peace out.